What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 31 of the Gay Girl Podcast, bringing you the hot takes, latest stories, and spicy picks surrounding New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, Grassani, joined this time around by Mike Cunningham, Alex Reich, and David Heller. You can listen to the podcast right now on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at GetYourGameOn. With all that said, it's time to get your game on.
Woo! Whoa, like a Rick flag.
Oh.
What's up?
Guys, you guys like that hype intro? I think that intro was more hype than usual.
Yeah, baby.
All right, before we get started, I have very pleased to announce. Actually, we are pleased to welcome back on our podcast, Michael Cunningham. Take it away,
Ladies and gentlemen. This guy has been my best friend since 2015, since the day we met at TCNJ. He's like a little brother, but a little pain, but you still love him anyway. He's like a little rash, but you love him anyway for being himself.
And he's missed like the past
funniest dudes
what?
I know besides
he's
me.
missed the past 10 episodes,
15 episodes.
But we are so happy to have him back on the show.
My favorite minion, David, my brother, David Heller Jr.
Hello.
David, how you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
David,
doing good, guys.
I just want to tell you personally, we are so happy to have you back on the podcast.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, we missed you. I'm sure our listeners missed you. You know, the one thing that has missed you is your bets, but we'll save that for
even though you're in second place now.
No, David, you were in first place. Long story short, without spoiling, you're not in first place anymore.
Sorry,
so,
buddy.
what place am I in?
Well, you'll find out at the end of the show there, my friend.
All right. Sounds good.
Also, guys, if you guys didn't know this, I was on the news the other day.
Yes, he was.
Well, I was kind of on the news.
Nice.
You guys know that I've been doing a lot of work covering the New Jersey Jackals this season, and I'm not gonna go too much into detail because again, I like to leave that stuff like for all my stuff like on Twitter and writing my articles for Jersey Sport News stuff. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But long story short, at the game the other day, there was this massive brawl where fans like poured beer into the opposing team's dugout, and it sparked like kind of like a Malice at the Palace like brawl. No one was hurt, like thank God. So no one was
the
hurt,
Malice to the Palace.
but I tweeted out, and X11 asked me if they could use it like on the for if they could use the footage, and I'm like, sure, why not, as long as you credit me. And you know what, they gave me credit, and my clip,
they paid you.
They didn't pay me, unfortunately, no, but they credited me, and my name and my Twitter was on the evening news, Pix 11 News, so the Pix News at 10. So I mean,
shout out to our brother Adam Grassani, ladies and gentlemen. Give Adam a little clap for Adam.
Yeah. And again, I want to thank Pix 11 for the exposure
for your brothers and your brothers for having your backs.
Yeah.
And I didn't get Michael Cunningham, who's been your best friend for over 12 years, and get no shout.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Judas. I'm joking aside.
All right.
What's on the agenda today, Adam? What we talking?
All right. Unfortunately, guys, this is probably going to be a very at least in the first half, a very serious show because we've got a lot of serious topics to talk about, and obviously we have to start with the shooting that happened at the Washington Nationals San Diego Padres game.
I heard.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean,
let me get started.
I mean, Alex, I believe you were all over this. So you want to because I've looked up. I know a lot of details, but I believe you know more details. So if you want, I'm going to give you the floor here to explain the situation away.
Yeah. So I forget what inning it was, but the game completely stopped, and as actually it was going into a commercial break, and as it went to commercial break, you could hear shots fired outside of the stadium, which was really terrible to hear, and some of the players actually put some family members in the safe position of waiting in the dugout and the clubhouse to see what to wait it out and see what it was what the next steps were for the whole stadium to be in. And it was just a scary sight. And I think today I saw I think 2 shots were fired at a person.
Yeah, I believe what was it? 4 people were injured.
Yeah.
4 people were shot. All were injured. Thankfully, it doesn't appear to be life-threatening. Thank goodness. So, I mean, that's really all we. That's all we can be thankful for right now is that no one was like killed. Oh, like thank God. So, and no one was like severely hurt. At least it appears to be right now. They haven't found the suspect, unfortunately. I believe DC police said it was a drive-by shooting.
Oh, actually, I have it up now, and CNN has 3 people were.
Oh, 3 people. Oh, 3 people. Sorry.
Yeah.
DC police say that 3 people were shot outside National Park, but obviously, police have a manhunt underway for a shooting suspect. So again, very scary stuff.
Big Mike got something to say.
Go ahead, Michael.
Here's the thing: we all been baseball fans for all our life as a child. I grew up in the hood, so I know what it's like to see people get shot. But however, every kid and family should be safe around their family, friends, and loved ones. I don't think at sporting events they have metal detectors. At games should be more subtracted. So I'm surprised. I don't think he brought it into the arena. You know what I mean? Because gun is made out of metal and it would have went off. You know what I mean? And they pat you down. They pat you down at the arenas. Am I right, Adam?
I believe so. I believe so. I'm not sure how it is for basketball, but actually no. I don't know if that is, but at baseball, I don't think they pat you down. They have metal detectors, but I don't believe they pat you down. No, at least not in my experience.
He got it. But as a man, you bring a gun. Here's things I know from growing up in the hood. There's 2 things I know the experiences. If you're going to use it, use it. If you're not going to use it, don't. But however, shooting somebody is not going to solve your problems. I don't give a damn how mad you are at somebody. That's taking the easy way. That's a coward. That's a sucker way out. You know what I mean? You should be a damn shame. You go into America's pastime, which is America. I know we got problems in the world. Why are we adding on more fucking problems in this damn world? We're adding on too much fucking problems. And I thought you can go to a baseball game, drink some beer, eat some peanuts, some shitty ass peanuts, eat a cheesesteak, eat some burgers, eat some crab fries if you're in the Philadelphia area. Shout out to Philly. But however, Adam, David, Alex, I know what to do. If we can't even watch a fucking baseball game without gunshots, what the fuck is going on in this world?
Yeah, I mean,
what the fuck is going on?
I mean, we're gonna try not to get too political on this show because
watch a baseball game more?
Again, we're not gonna get too political because again, we would like to keep this primarily a sports show, but yeah, with all these shootings that are going on in the world, it's just a reminder that unfortunately like these type of shootings can happen like anywhere at like any given time. We even had one here in New Jersey like a month or two ago. So yeah, and again, we're not gonna talk about what the solution is. We're not gonna like get into all that, but I'll say this one thing, David, you could go. I mean, you guys know, Man Show. I've always said before, that I'm not a fan of him as a play. Like I'm not a fan of him, but that's all like fun and games and stuff. That's all just that's sports talk. That's really mostly just fun and games. Like what he and Fernando Tatis Jr. and the other Padres players did, like letting fans like opening the gate so that fans could like hide in the dugout from the shooters, like that's heroic stuff right there. Like, and I applaud like all three of them, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. I applaud those, and like was there another player who did it too?
Adam, just credit. We have seen it all on this podcast.
I mean, Michael, I wouldn't even be worthy of calling myself a human being if I didn't give the guy credit. Again, I've been critical of I've been critical of him in the past because of, in my opinion, like stupid stuff he's said and done. But what he did, and Fernando Tatis Jr. did, that's literally heroic stuff. Those guys were heroes that night.
Shout out to Manny Machado, y'all.
Shout out to Manny Machado. Shout out to Fernando Tatis Jr. Like, and shout out to the Padres because again, they played a role in like keeping everyone safe. David, go ahead.
It's not really a question, but can I say something about it too?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a question; it's an answer.
So I didn't watch the game or anything, but I got the news on my Google feed on my phone, and I talked to my best bud about it, and I told him that it was surprisingly shocked how that happened, but Tatis and Machado, they did great. They did it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope everyone recovers from that.
Yeah, so yeah, our prayers are with the three people who got shot and their loved ones and their families at this time. And again, like hopefully the police find the person responsible and they are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So that's all we could really say on that topic right now. But we got another serious story to dive into, and that is Richard Sherman getting himself into trouble, I believe. And this story, like, Alex, I'm probably going to have to deviate to you again, like, because you probably know all the details and stuff more than I do. But this story over the past couple days went all over the place. First, there was a domestic violence charge. Then it wasn't a domestic violence charge. And now apparently it's a domestic violence charge again. And long story short, I believe Sherman was trying to apparently he was having like some sort of mental episode, and he was trying to break into, what was it, his fiance's, his stepfather's or his father-in-law's home.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like
his fiance's parents.
His fiance's parents. Okay, and I mean, apparently, like, he was like having suicidal thoughts. He wanted to. I mean, it was just really, really disturbing stuff. And Alex, like, if you want, you can like tell us what you know again, like, because I believe you again, like, similar to the national things, like you were the one in on this, and you were like keeping us informed. So if you want, you could go ahead.
So I am looking at this article on ESPN.com, and it says the charges of all misdemeanors punishable by up to 90 days in jail, or gross misdemeanors punishable up to 1 year. And Sherman up, and here's what Sherman had to say real quick. I am deeply remorseful for my actions on Tuesday night. I behaved in a manner I am not proud of, Sherman wrote. I have been dealing with some personal challenges over the last several months, but that is not an excuse for how I acted. The importance of mental and emotional health is extremely real, and I vow to get help as I need. I appreciate the people who have reached out in support of me and my family, including our community here in Seattle. I am grateful to have such an amazing family, wife, and support system to lean on during this time.
I say that I think that was a pretty sincere apology by Richard Sherman. At least I would say.
Richard Sherman, my dude, but hold up. If you guys must need to know, I think we have a policy on domestic violence on this show.
Oh, definitely.
And as a man, especially a black man, you gotta be careful on what you do in this world. We ain't gonna succeed if we keep doing stupid things. Let's start being about. I know I'll get your game on. We all like to have our little fun and jokes, but we gotta get serious on this. So honestly, as another black man, I don't condone domestic violence. Luckily, I was in a home where my parents been married for going on 40 years. They never had a domestic abuse once. Never had one. My grandparents never had one. But I'm not luckily. I never got to see it. You know what I mean, Adam? You know what I mean, Alex? You know what I mean, David? We personally never got to see it in my house. So I want to shout out to my parents for never doing domestic violence and making me never want to do domestic violence on anybody, on any woman. Matter of fact, he's just saying real men don't bully, hit women. Period.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing though. In this situation, I don't think Richard Sherman ever hit never beat anybody, never hit his fiance, never hit his parents. I don't think that was ever reported.
I don't think he did it, but I'm just saying we don't condone this on this show.
I agree. We don't condone that type of behavior at all. But I'm with you there. But let's talk about this specific report, and I'm trying to. Here's the thing. I'm trying to draw the line between making sure obviously Richard Sherman is going through a mental crisis right now, and I want to make sure we don't
passion
disvalue that, because again, mental health is something that's very, very serious.
Absolutely, brother.
In this it's a very serious issue, and we don't want to minimize that in any way. But at the same time, we can't use that as an excuse for someone's actions. Richard Sherman, his actions may have been due to his mental crisis, but he's still going to have to face the consequences. Because would I be shocked if the NFL hands down suspension? I wouldn't. I would not be surprised if the NFL handed down some sources for a suspension.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, David.
I didn't hear about this, but because I was busy, and I don't know how or when it happened, but it sounds like I hope this thing is be over soon, because I'm staying away domestic violence and stuff. I'm not really too into it, but that's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm. Alex, you had something to say?
Yeah. Just I feel like everything happens for a reason, and it's always important to speak out if you have a problem with mental healthness, and I think that this puts a standpoint on the whole country as a whole to give awareness about mental healthness, and I think that it's very important to know what everyone is up to, like any athletes like Richard Sherman or anyone that is popular, and especially being an athlete and being in this position. I just think that it's an ugly look for the NFL as a whole, and no big categories of a sport should have to go through this. And I think that each and every player has to be more accountable with their actions, and it's just that it's so hard to talk about it today with everything that's going on, especially with Richard Sherman. But I just think that since this happened, I really hope that everything will be normal in the coming years, and I just think that it's very important to get help if you need help, because if you don't, then the violence will take out yourself, and you don't want to be part of that.
Alex, I couldn't have said any better myself.
Preach on, brothers.
Yeah, definitely. Again, we'll keep you updated on this story. I believe I think Sherman already was in court once, and apparently his next scheduled court date is going to be on August 3rd. He's faced 2 domestic violence counts, criminal trespassing in the 7th degree, malicious mischief in the 3rd degree, along with resisting arrest. So again, very ugly. Very ugly situation there. And thankfully, thankfully, it didn't appear that anyone was hurt. It appears that no one was hurt in the incident. So yeah, again, thank goodness for that. So
I got one more thing.
Go ahead, David.
As Berlin noticed, we will find out what will happen on this case.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Alec will let us know, but I'm not really into watching of the court or anything. Cause I don't watch the news, so I'm staying off that.
I'll say, David, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, if you, again, I pretty much said all we could about it's again 2 very disturbing stories in the world of sports. But again, I've always and Mike the Michael K show always likes to play the story of how sports and what we do in sports media and sports talk shows, we're kind of like the candy store, or we're kind of like the toy store. We take people away from their problems in the world, and we like to put smiles on people's faces, and that's the type of mentality I want to give to our listeners. I want us to be if you're listening to this podcast, we want to be your candy store, and to take away to try to offer you a distraction from whatever you're going to or whatever the world's going to do. But unfortunately, when these type of situations occur in sports, we've got to report on it, and we've got to talk about it. So I mean, do you guys have anything else you want to say?
I'm interested to see what actions the NFL does in the coming days for Richard Sherman, and I'm not sure that he's going to be able to play this season after all of this happened, but it's really devastating to see this kind of situation happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Michael, you got anything to say?
Nope, y'all covered it.
All right, so we're gonna, try to lighten up the mood here. We're gonna move on to a segment of the show that puts that, like I said before, it's like the candy store, it's like a toy store, and it's a kid's like dream come true. Mike's hot take. Michael Cunningham, take it away.
You know, I've been thinking all day about how Chris Paul let me down on Saturday.
Ooh, we're gonna go here already.
Oh yes, this needs to be heard, ladies and gentlemen. Suns played. I don't know what happened in Game 5. I don't know what happened. Devin Booker is your best player on your team. Why is he not getting set up for a play? You guys were down 1 point. 1 point at him. 1 bloody point. All you had to do was have Chris Paul set the offense up and facility. Because Chris Paul is a great isolation player. You make the defense collapse in the paint. What do? You have Booker coming to the basket, give him a little pocket pass. Booker lays it up. This is a 2-part guard tape, by the way, boys. I'm telling you, Adam. Why wasn't Monty Williams having Devin Booker not having him setting up Chris Paul up? Chris Paul is 37 years old, and Devin Booker is 26 years old. He's your go-to guy. And I think, in my opinion, Chris Paul and Devin Booker is one of the greatest backcourts in the league, in the top 3 greatest backcourts in the NBA today. In this season, they're the top 3 in the top 3 greatest backcourts. If y'all don't think so, y'all been smoking some crack. Because the 3 best backcourts, if Klay Thompson comes back, they'll be in the top 4. But the 3 best backcourts, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, my main man James Harden and Kyrie and Chris Paul and Mr. I believe Devin Booker. Who disagrees? I want to hear if you disagree. Anyone can disagree. Adam, you disagree? Okay. Well, we ain't stupid. Okay. Point is, boys, Monty Williams should have a better play call. Hell, you were up by 1. You guys had a timeout. Adam, did they call a timeout on that play? On the last play for the inbound play?
I was working, so I didn't watch the game, so I can't say for sure.
Okay, they had an inbound play. I'm saying, and I admire the defense of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday stripped that ball, knowing Devin Booker's going to drive to the basket, stripped him. And you throw a perfect lob to Giannis. So, shout out for Giannis to complete this championship. But I'm saying, boys, I want Chris Paul to get a championship. I want CP to get his championship this season. I'm just saying, if Chris Paul doesn't get it together, he's not going to get a championship. And I'm telling you guys this. I think if CP3 can play in LA with LeBron and AD, they'll get a championship. I think, but if Booker, somebody needs to help Booker out. DeAndre Ayton needs to score at least 25 to 19, get 19 rebounds and 25 a game. Mikal Bridges, who's been playing great, who's been playing excellent all playoffs and all season, has been stepping up when it counts. And chubby. But anyways, I'm saying this on record, boys. I don't think the Phoenix Suns could beat the Bucks this series. If you would ask me, Game 3, where the Suns beat the Bucks and sweep them in fourth. I'm like, absolutely. But now I see how Giannis stepped up, Middleton stepped up. Who I still think Middleton is only good because he's playing with Giannis. I don't know what to tell you, boys. Chris Middleton's only good because of Giannis. Because, hell, do you guys want to know who Chris Middleton was? Have you guys ever heard of him before he played with Giannis? Boys, answer the question.
A little bit. I mean, Chris Middleton, he's still a major part of what the Bucks do.
Yeah, but I'm saying Chris Middleton.
I mean, if you want to say we would be as recognized without Giannis, I mean that's fair. That's fair, but he's still a major part of that team. The Bucks aren't winning this series without Chris Middleton.
Honestly,
the Bucks would not be up 2-0 without Chris Middleton. I can tell you that.
3-2, you mean?
3-2. I'm sorry.
2-0. But I'm telling you this. I'm not saying the series is over. But here's the thing. If Giannis could win this playoffs, if Giannis wins game 6 at home, I would say this is his era to rule the NBA. This will be his era. If he can win this season, next, and a year after, this will be his year. This will be his era. Because I was thinking about it earlier. How the 80s birth in the 50s and 60s, it was Russell. 60s and 70s, it was Wilt. The 70s, they had the AB and NBA merger, so they had Dr. J coming up. Late 70s to early 80s. Now you have Bird, Magic, running the NBA. From 80s to 90s to 85, I believe a cat by the name of Mr. Michael Air Jordan started running the league. From 80 on to 2000 in the 90s. And then 2000, there was a young nipper-snapper. My opinion, the second greatest player of all time, but we'll agree to disagree. My idol, the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant, who was the best player in the 2000s, in my opinion. If you don't, then you're stupid. 2010, a cat by the name of LeBron James was the 2010s player. But I'm saying the 2020s player is going to be Giannis. I'm saying, guys, Giannis is going to be the face of the NBA. I'm saying this is my opinion. Giannis maybe if Giannis wins the next 3 years, he's going to be the face of the NBA. Think about it, boys. They built it. Think about it. When Bird and Magic won their championship, they were the face. When Michael Jordan didn't get his trophy, when they won his championship, he was coming as the face. The NBA was making him the next big star. What did they do, Adam? What did the Bulls do, Adam?
Well,
let me know. Tell them what they did.
Sorry, Pete. What happened to the Bulls?
Repeat what happened. And what did the Bulls do with 2 3-peats? What happened? How did they get 2 3-peats?
Because of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Exactly. Jordan was the
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman too.
There's my point is, if Giannis wins the championship, he's going to be the face of the league. Because they're building the 2020s around Giannis. They're building it. He's their big star now. Call me crazy, boys. Call me loco in the cabeza. And I'm saying this on record, Adam. Your 21 NBA champions will be the Milwaukee Bucks because they got a chance to close at home. Because I will go to Milwaukee, get on the next flight, and party with Giannis. Drink a little bit of bubbly. And have a little gin and juice. A little gin and juice. So, Adam, I'm telling you this, boys. Your champions will be the Bucks. That's in my part 1 of my hot take. Part 2 of my hot take. It's gonna be a 2-part. It's gonna be a 2-1 minute. Okay, we covered it earlier, but we're not gonna talk. We're gonna talk about back in the day. This reminds me of the Malice of the Palace and Detroit Pistons against the Pacers in 2004. There's a huge brawl with Jermaine O'Neal, Steven Jackson, and Ron Artest, known as Men of World Peace. Ron Artest flagrant fouled Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace shoved him. And then Ron Artest lays on the floor. Lays on the scoreboard on like where they keep when you check in for the game. Lays on it. And in basketball, as fans, we're allowed to do whatever we want besides being obnoxious and throwing stuff and putting people in serious jeopardy. You know what I mean? We're allowed to pay a ticket, have a good time, be obnoxious. But however, boys, throwing something on the player is illegal. They were doing this in college basketball. They were doing this in college football. Every sport they did it. They used to throw stuff at players that they used to do bananas at black players because they used to call them monkeys. And calling them a black man a monkey is extremely racist. Do not do it. And I know we like to be serious, we like to have jokes. Alex likes to make fun of the Yankees. I like to make fun of the Phillies, and Dave likes making fun of his height. But still, point is, we like to have a good time, but we also got to be serious. I'm saying this. We are fans. We're allowed to be obnoxious and like to heckle. But here's the thing between being a heckling and knowing someone's limits and knowing your own safety. Fans, you should know your boundaries. Because you're thinking, oh, no big deal. He's not going to attack me. Yet they will attack you. If you put them in danger, you put their family in danger. Stop using that privilege. I'm a Knicks fan. I was disappointed with that Knicks fan spit on Trae Young. That was disrespectful. And we're Knicks fans. We're more classy than that. We don't disrespect people. No star athlete. I don't give a damn. Spitting on them, hitting them with a shoe, throwing anything. It's disrespectful. We're not allowed to do that. And boys, I'm just sick and tired of sports right now. I just say it's a damn shame how they treat athletes. You know what I mean, boys? And that's part of my hot take in this discussion.
Michael, we thank you for that hot take. I mean, it's a great way to segue into our next segment. That is the NBA Finals. The Bucks are up 3-2 in the NBA Finals, and I said it during our last what was it, episode 29, when the Suns were up 2-0, and I said I refuse to say that the Bucks that the series is over and it was over, and look what happened. Look how the tables have turned. The Bucks are now up 3-0, and everything I said that need to happen for the Bucks to turn around has happened. Chris Middleton stepped up. He dropped 40 in I believe, what was it, game 4 or game 5?
40. He dropped game 4. My bad. He dropped 40.
Yeah. He had 29 in game 5. Drew Holiday had 27. Evan in game 5. Giannis had 32 points in game 5. So those three guys have just been, absolutely outstanding. And
Shout out to Giannis for keeping one to keep. He said you're paying him Drew Holiday millions of dollars and he can't play.
Yeah, and I said this. I believe during last episode was that obviously Devin Booker, I believe, was terrible in game 3. How are the Suns going to handle him when he returns to form? And look what happened in game 4. Devin Booker went off for 42 points on 17 for 28 shooting. And you know what? The Bucks still managed to take the Suns down. So definitely full credit to So definitely, they definitely answered my question. Would they be able to beat the Suns with Devin Booker playing like a stud? And Devin Booker had one of the best games of his entire career, and yet the Bucks still managed to walk away with the W. And same thing in game 5. And same thing in game 5. Devin Booker dropped 40 again. He dropped 40 again in game 5, and yet the Bucks still managed to come away with the W. I mean, and here's the thing: the difference between game 5 and game 4 was that in game 4, Chris Paul didn't really show up and get up. He had 10 points, 7 assists. In game 5,
he stepped up.
Yeah, he stepped up. Chris Paul had 21 points, 11 assists, 9 for 15 shooting. that's exactly the type of Paul the play the Suns need from Chris Paul. So that's the thing. Everything went right for the Suns in Game 5. Everything went right for them. Devin Booker was a stud, and Chris Paul returned to form. DeAndre Ayton dropped 20. Everything went right for the Suns, and they still lost the game. Because you know what? The reason why was because the Bucks, everyone on the Bucks that were supposed to did well too. Giannis dropped 32 points. Jrue Holiday played like a stud, and Chris Middleton played like a stud.
– Here's the thing.
Go
I'm
ahead,
saying
Michael.
this. They're gonna close it. There's no way. Game 6, they're not gonna close it at home. 3-2 lead. Come on your home court. I remember one year. What court was it? Was game. So they have to close it. They have to close it at their home floor. They have to close it. You know what I mean? They must close it. But here's the thing: if Phoenix, I'm saying, if it goes to a 7, Phoenix is winning. You know what I mean? If Phoenix wins Game 6, they're not losing Game 7. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, boys. I want a game. I want a ball game. You know what I'm saying? Would it be like the Kawhi Leonard shot? Would it be like the Kawhi Leonard shot? And Alex hates when I bring up the Kawhi Leonard shot against the Sixers 2 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, Kawhi on the move. This could be the dagger. Alex having flashbacks.
Actually, speaking of that, I like the one from 2001 where the Sixers actually beat them in the playoffs. They're the only battle I like in the franchise history.
Well, I'm talking about recent, brother.
I know, but that's a better one. That's a better describe it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for David's nap because he thinks the Sixers are actually good.
Actually, I meant Alex.
He said Alex needs to take a nap, but joking aside, Adam, I want to say this, buddy. The Bucks played great. You know what I mean? Mike Budenholzer is a great coach. Monty Williams is a great coach. It's going to go down to great coaching. If they go in Game 6 in Milwaukee, they have a chance to win at home. You know what I mean, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
And ladies and gentlemen, Adam's nickname in high school was Derek Jeter and Eli Manning. So if you call him Derek Manning, he won't get offended to it.
Michael, I love you.
I love you too, brother.
All right.
And Derek Jeter, the classic guy.
Yeah.
I love you all.
I mean, getting back on the series, Alex, you have any thoughts? You even speak once on this NBA Finals, and you don't have any thoughts. Come on, man! I expected better from you.
Shame on you, Alex.
Come on, give us something spicy.
I think that the Suns will win the next game, but I think that it's going to go 7. But it just depends on how good Monte Williams plans out his team. And I think that Chris Paul is in for a big game this upcoming game. And I would really like to see if the Suns can make the series interesting, and it's gonna be a grind for them. But I think that even though they have a loss on their backs, I think that they can dig it out and have momentum shifted to them.
Yeah. And let's be clear, guys. Like I said before, the series wasn't over when the Suns were up 2-0. This series is not over. Not by a long shot. Would any be surprised that all of the Suns won these next 2 games? I wouldn't be shocked.
Absolutely, I wouldn't be surprised. I want pain.
Yes, because again, I picked the Suns in 7. I picked the Suns in 7 games, and will I be sticking with that prediction? I mean, you'll find out when we go to our bet segment. But I mean, the series is still far from over. The Suns could easily bounce back, especially if Devin Booker keeps this up. The series is definitely going to be the Suns are definitely going to have a chance to we'll still have a chance to win the series. I mean, David, do you have any thoughts?
Let's see. If Bucks do win, it could be their home advantage. Suns, if they can try to win out, then they can go for 6 or 7, and they couldn't end it. So we have 2 options. That's it.
Yeah, definitely have a point. So,
oh, and one more thing, we should crown a champion. Whatever happens.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna crown a champion this season, for the NBA Finals. I mean, that's all we can really say. I mean, before we get to our bets, I wanted to talk a little bit of baseball. I mean, the Yankees they did what they had to do. They won the series against the Red Sox. I mean, they didn't take 3 out of 4, but the only reason they didn't was because the first game of the series got rained out. So they took 2 out of 3. So again, I'm ultra happy, and they've won. I believe 3 series in a row now. I'll have to double check, but again, they're playing really good baseball. And the thing that I'm so happy about, guys, Gleyber Torres hitting homers in back-to-back games. Hallelujah!
I'm you happy about that, Big Pimpin?
I'm thrilled about that. It's so good to see,
Mike,
guys.
do you even watch it?
If the Yankees,
I did.
and I was saying,
Good for you.
if the Yankees are gonna try to get back into this playoff picture, Gleyber Torres is a guy that has to get going. This is a guy that, again, in 2019 hit 38 home runs, led the team in home runs, and before in the first half of the season, before the All-Star break, he had just 3 home runs. Now all of a sudden he has home runs in back-to-back games. Now, so that's definitely a good sign. Now, will he keep this up? We don't know, but for him to, if Gleyber Torres could start getting the power back and start hitting like he used to in 2019, that's gonna be a huge boost for the team. Because I've said it before that Gleyber Torres, in my opinion, has the potential to be a really, really big time player in this league. And I still stand by it. Even though how bad of a first half he had with how bad of a first half he had, I still think it's too soon for the Yankees to just completely give up on it. So you'll give up on a guy who's made the All-Star team twice by the age of 24 years old. You don't just give up on him like that. And let's see if Gleyber can prove them right. But again, the Yankees did what they needed to do. They won the series, and who else do they need to talk about? I mean, Garrett Cole pitched well. So again, he's starting to shut up all the stupid, sticky stuff, spider tag conversation. But yeah, I mean, Michael, you're a Yankees fan. Are you happy that they with the way they're playing right now?
We're getting our shit together, so that's a good start.
Yeah. Now again, like I said before, could this be one of those things where because I said it before that I thought the Yankees were an average team, and that this is what average teams do. They tease you, but again, let's see what happens. They got 2 games against the Phillies. Again, I'm gonna say again, I would keep up pounding it into all your heads. Take both of those games, if for no other reason, so that I can rub it in Alexander Reach's face. Alex, you got something to say?
Honestly, I think that this series is going to be a 1-1 series, meaning the Phillies will win one game and the Yankees will split it.
I
I
think
think
so
that,
too. I think
yeah,
so
it's going to be,
too. Right now, what I think is going to happen is I think Yankees split against the Phillies. I think they split against the Red Sox on the road. That's why I
mhm.
think is going to happen. But again, we'll see what happens. Again, we'll see what happens. But this is what I said before. I said before. The Yankees need to start playing better baseball, and you know what? They are playing better. They are playing baseball. I mean, the offense is starting to figure it out. I mean, they scored 9 runs this game. I mean, the one concern I do have is that the home runs they do they're still all solo home runs, so they need to start like doing a better job with hitting with just hitting with the runners on base in general, not just hitting home runs with runners. They need to start hitting with runners on base in general, so that's a concern that needs to get worked out. But again, the trade deadline is what 2 weeks away. I mean, we're definitely gonna do like a LB trade deadline show, but we're definitely gonna go more in depth about the trade deadline in a later episode. But I've heard a lot of rumors about surrounding the Yankees and Joey Gallo of the Texas Rangers. Now I like Joey Gallo as a player. I do not want the Yankees to make for one reason, because he's like another one of those hitters where he's not one of those 3 true outcome hitters. He's a guy that he's either gonna hit a home run, he's either gonna walk, or he's gonna strike out, and that's the type of hitter that's the type of home run or bust mentality the Yankees have developed in the past few seasons. That's the type of mentality I think they need to get away from. They need to start getting guys that I don't want to say put the ball in play because that's just semantics, but they need the guys that put the bat in the ball, and they need guys that run the bases well. They play great. Now Joey Gallo is an excellent defender, and don't get me wrong, and he is pretty athletic, but so he would add those 2 things. So would I hate a trade for Joey Gallo? I wouldn't hate it, but again, it depends on what the Yankees will get out. For example, obviously Jason Dominguez is completely untouchable. The Martian, the guy, the Martian, I don't know if you guys heard about him, but that's the type of prospect that basically Michael, the Yankees trading Jason Dominguez would be the equivalent of the Jaguars trading Trevor Lawrence or the Pelicans trading Zion Williamson. That's all I'm gonna say.
100%.
All right, that's all I'm gonna say. So that's the guy I wouldn't like. And another guy that I really wanted to talk about, this kid, Anthony Volpe. He has been he was like tearing the cover off the ball in low A Tampa. He recently got promoted to high A the Hudson Valley Cats. So I'm so happy for the guy because Yankees drafted the kid in 2019, and he's a New Jersey kid who grew up rooting for the Yankees. And honestly, I have such a huge soft spot for the Yankees, taking chances on those type of guys. So with how well he's been playing, I definitely wouldn't give up, wouldn't trade a that got trade Anthony Volpe for him. But again, this is a series if the Yankees can get Joey Gallo without giving up any major prospects, without giving up Anthony Volpe, without giving up Jason Dominguez, without giving up Davey Garcia, Clark Schmidt, what the Yankees can get. They can land Joey Gallo without giving up any of their top prospects. I'd be for it, but boy, guys, here's the thing. Like I said before, I guess I said before, I do not want the Yankees to sell the farm to just to try to make the playoffs this year. I think this is a year where they just need to try to hold on to their to try to just let everything play on and start getting ready for 2022 and beyond. Again, and they could go on run and make the playoffs, and if they do, I'd be very happy. But from a from a front office standpoint, from a GM standpoint, I wouldn't be selling off any major pieces to try to try and make that make that happening. All right, before we get to our bets, Alex, you want to talk about Phillies for a couple minutes here?
Yeah, sure. So I was at the Phillies game last night, and yesterday, and they finished off their suspended game, which took place on Saturday night, and JT Romito walked it off with a 2-1 home run to win the game 4-2, and then in the other game, which was the only game on Sunday, July 18th, the Phillies came to play hard, and they got a ton of runs on the board, which was really good to see. And they even, I think Zach Guido had a pretty decent performance yesterday, even though he had shaky times, but everything was in place, and I think that heading into New York on Tuesday, I think that they have to bring the energy that they had against Miami, and have high hopes of knocking them out again and winning the series, even though it's only a 2-game series. But looking ahead, they have a series against Atlanta in Philadelphia, and I'm interested to see how well Atlanta does without their best hitter, Ronald Acuna Jr. It sounds like that the Phillies can get their hitting on them, and I think that if everything holds together and they play great at every game, I think that they have a chance to put out a series win against Atlanta. And I just think that this week is a pretty crucial week to see what the New York Mets do stadium-wise. And since they have been back and forth against Pittsburgh, and it was hard to see them Pittsburgh having to see them lose yesterday, but I think that just says that the Mets are in a tough point of the season where they are slacking a lot, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do with the upcoming months of the regular season. And what I'm really looking forward to is seeing if the Phillies can win the division. And I think it's possible. It's just that they have to be on their A game and have the ability to have the pitching on point, and just having really great performances on both ends of offensive defensive sides, and it's gonna be a good ride to see, and I'm looking forward to it.
Could the Phillies potentially catch the Mets? I guess it wouldn't be the craziest in the world, but I still think it's that division is the Mets to lose. I still am a firm believer in that.
Mhm.
All right, so it's time for our bets of the episode. To recap last episode 30. Guess what, guys? Only one of us got a dub. You want to take a
Who
guess
was
who
it?
that is?
Who?
Take a guess.
You.
Wasn't me.
Alex.
Well, it was kind of me. It was kind of me, but it wasn't me directly. And no, it wasn't Alex either.
David.
It wasn't David.
Marcellus.
Wasn't Marcellus.
Chris.
Chris was the only one to get a dub. He had the American League over the National League on a money line, and you know what? In the All-Star game, and you know what? He got that. So Chris adds 9.52 points to his total. But everyone else lost. I had the Suns over the Bucks, and I had I had the over 120.5 in Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and the final score was under that. So I took an L on that one. I after my 3-bet winning streak, I believe. Yeah, up to that point, I was on a 3-bet winning streak, so that streak is gone. David had the All-Star game over 11. It finished under, so David, you take an L. Alex had Panama over Qatar money line. Guess what? The game ended in a draw, and according to betting, things like they do offer like a draw as a legit betting option. So, Alex, you take the L there. Michael had the NL over the AL in the All-Star game on the money line.
Then
So
the
he
NL.
takes
That's
it.
Marcellus.
Now Marcellus had the National League over the American League in the All-Star game, and he lost that one. And Michael, you had the Suns over the Bucks money line. Wait, you had the Suns over the Bucks money line. And what was I believe Game 3 or no Game 4? Yeah, Game 4, and Bucks beat the Suns, so you took an L there. So to get up there on the standings, Michael, you're still in first place, 16-14, 150.89 points. I remain in second place, 14-16, 150.62 points. Chris is in third place, 14-16 record, 133.03 points. David, you're in fourth place, 17-13 record, 123.02 points. Marcellus is in fifth place, 17-13 record, 107.83 points. And Alex, my friend, you remain in last place, 10-20 record,
As usual.
59.7 points.
Dang, buddy, can you at least get out of last place? I'm praying for you.
Forget getting out of last place. Can you just start getting some wins together? Start getting some wins together.
Lazy.
Michael, stop.
Remember that with SpongeBob? They're like lazy.
All right, let me get to my bet. Yeah,
Shut up,
enough
Hobbit.
Enough with the name calling there, Michael.
Okay, hobbits. And y'all my minions.
Okay,
You guys are all my minions.
And it continues.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go with my bet, and Michael, I hope you lose this time. I really hope you lose just for that stunt you pulled there. So I'm gonna go first, and
my minions?
you know what? I hinted that this earlier of where I was gonna lean. Of course, like with obviously this is gonna be the last chance we're gonna have to bet basketball for until next season. Because by the time we upload our next episode, the NBA Finals will be over. This is gonna be our last chance. Yeah. I believe our next episode is gonna be on. It's gonna be up on Friday. So and by that point, the NBA Finals will be over. So
that makes sense.
All right, so this is my last chance to bet basketball this season, and you know what? I know I picked the Suns to win the series in 7, but I said before I'm rooting for the Bucks, and I'm rooting for Giannis, and I'm rooting for my boy Brook Lopez, and I think that's gonna happen. I've got the Bucks over the Suns in game 3. I got the Bucks.
Game 3. At least get the game right.
Game 6. I am sorry. I've got the Milwaukee Bucks over the Phoenix Suns under money line in Game 6.
I hope your bet doesn't cover.
And I've got Giannis Antetokounmpo over 33.5 points in a same game parlay. So
you are stupid enough to do that.
So I got the Bucks on the money line, and I got Giannis over 33.5.
I hope your bet does not cover. I pray to God your bet doesn't cover. I pray to God that your bet doesn't cover. I am praying to God. I'm praying to Jesus. I'm praying to the devil. I'm praying to anyone that will listen. Your ass is going down. And David, I see you, little hobbit. David,
all right. David, you want to go next? This is going to be your first on-air bet in a while. So you know what? Make it count. Oh, let me see here, David. David, I forgot to remind you. David, my friend, you are currently on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bet losing streak. You are currently on a 7 bet losing streak.
It's because I took an NA because I was on vacation.
No, I don't remember if you took an NA. I mean, maybe one of us made a bet for you, but we'll have to listen back. But you know what? This is gonna be your first on that bet. And you know what? You're on a lose streak. So David, make this one count. Go ahead, David.
You made my bet. Okay, I got it.
Come on, little man. You got this. You got this, big man.
I'm looking. Actually, I am looking. Actually, I choose the Oakland Athletics over. No, not over. Under Angels.
The Angels Athletics, the under on the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna bet the Athletics in that game and Shohei Ohtani's pitch. I was gonna be like, "What are you, nuts?"
No. So I have the A's on spread.
Wait. Are you taking the A's on the spread or are you taking the over under?
What? How much is the over under?
The under is minus 104. The spread is minus 164.
I do the over under to make it interesting.
Okay, so David is taking the Angels Athletics under 8.5.
I call them the A's, but same thing.
Okay. All right. Alex, my friend, you're up. See if you can stop the bleeding.
So I am going to pick Wednesday's game between San Francisco and the Dodgers, and I'm going to pick the Dodgers money line.
Dodgers money line.
For Wednesday.
Okay. I got it down, all right. Now I got to do Chris's bet, and you know what? I may be unoriginal here, but I am once again going to take the Milwaukee Bucks over the Suns in Game 6, but I'm going to take the Bucks on the spread. So I've got for Chris's bet, I've got the Bucks covering the -5 over the Suns. Call me unoriginal, but that's my bet. All right, Michael, you got Marcellus's bet?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, he picked the Dodgers money line
Tonight?
I mean, for today's game, not yesterday's game, but today's.
For today's game, all right. Dodgers money line for today. Okay, gotcha. All right, Michael, go ahead. You're in first place. Let's see if you can defend your. Let's see what you got.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I had to go high. I got to go low. since my favorite wrestler made his return, John Cena, today. Shout out to John Cena.
I hope.
Now, let's see, because the champ is here. I'm going with the New York Yankees over the damn Phillies, and the Yankees going to wax that ass on the Phillies. Now, can you dig that?
Which game? The one on Tuesday or Wednesday? Which one?
Tuesday, mother.
Okay.
To you jabronis.
Doesn't have paper books.
Jabronis? David, you can kiss my mother. So, Alex, I'm calling you out. Do the next bet, bitch.
No, Alex already did his bet.
Your bet.
Name
Go
calling.
head to head. If you have any set of balls, you will change your bet.
Michael, don't pressure him.
Change your bet. Change your bet. Change
Michael,
your
I'm going to have to stop you right there.
Change your attitude.
Change your bet.
David,
you little hot.
David, I need a fist bump there. I need a fist bump. That's all for our bets, and that's all for this episode. I mean, again, I'm tired. Or I mean, again, a lot of us have been busy with stuff. I mean, David, we thank you so much for coming, for making a return, and hopefully, we can have you on for more episodes, because
Yeah.
you
Definitely.
killed it today, and you definitely bring like a lot of enthusiasm to the show. So we definitely hope you're going to be coming back on at least on somewhat of a regular basis.
I think I got that from Mike because he got one too.
All right, any final thoughts? All right, that's it. This has been episode 31 of the Getting My Podcast with George Truly, and Grassani, Michael Cunningham, Alex Reich, and David Heller. If you like what you heard, leave a like and follow or subscribe to the podcast. Also, if you want to join the conversation, drop a comment or review, or we may feature it in a future episode. Remember, my friends, don't assume your dreams are just fantasy. If you can master a world, believe in it and dive in. See you next time, and until then, stay lit.
And we're out.